Very good morning to you. It's Dean from Avstar. Well, all the information is in front of you, and this is by all means not new. This was revealed to you days ago by me. I told you that the CEOs of the nation's biggest retailers, Walmart, Target, and Home Depot, were privately talking to Donald Trump and pretty much saying that his tariff and trade policies are likely to disrupt supply chains, raise prices, and empty shelves. And you can see just below that statement that Walmart have 5,205 stores. They employ 1.6 million people, and their revenue is 442 billion. Home Depot, second in line, 2014 stores, employs just under 500,000 people, 470,100, and their turnover is 159.5 billion. And then Target, with 1,981 stores, employs 440,000 employees, and their turnover is 106.6 billion. And they've all been saying, look, 2 weeks and we're going to start seeing shelves empty. And Trump has not yet, although the White House is saying they are in negotiations, China have came out quite blatantly and said nothing of the sort is taking place. So who is going to be kissing ass? Remember Donald Trump saying that there were 70 countries, leaders, phoning him up, kissing his ass? Well, Donald Trump is about to put a very large amount of jobs at risk that work for these companies, but more so interrupt the supply chains for millions of people in America. If you don't believe, then I suggest you go and take a little bit of time out today and investigate just how busy the main dockyards and ports are throughout the United States, because from what I've seen from an expert who is in merchant shipping, he said that they're 40% down on business, and that's due to mainly the exports from China. He's a very smart man, Donald Trump, isn't he? He's such a shrewd business maker that he has put so much at risk and caused so much devastation in just short of 100 days being in office. Such a deal maker. But the thing is here is, I would have acted well before, this started to become more publicly aware. The fact that it's become more publicly aware will mean that the panic buyers are going to be going into the stores and stockpiling. You see, I would have known what was coming down the road, like I did before the pandemic erupted, and I'd already stocked before even people had thought about it, let alone went out and did it. Now, if you're a prepper, you've got nothing to worry about here. This is where you come into your own. All that work that you've put in will pay off. You will ride this storm out as though it never happened. But for all the ones that haven't, all those people that live in cities are going to be taught a lesson about just how sustainable cities are actually in this modern day and age, where it is heavily reliant on transportation running the goods to and from cities. But the problem here is that the goods haven't even arrived at the dockyard yet, let alone got on the back of a transporter and being shipped into the cities. This is real bad, and it could be really, really bad. We're just going to watch and see how this plays out over the next few weeks. When the stores' shelves start to become thinner and thinner and not so much put on them, that's when the real panic's going to set in. But there's still a bit of time for people, to go out there, be a bit more grey man about it, low key, and do a bit of stocking up for yourselves and your families. But the shit is going to hit the fan within a couple of weeks. That's for sure. And, you know, let's face it, if the shops aren't selling, then what's the need for such large employment? And, you know, if, you know, shops aren't moving the goods, then they could be, you know, on the chopping block themselves. You know, it's quite the opposite to what Trump said he was going to do. He was going to create jobs, and he's put jobs at, he's put them under threat. And not small amounts. You know, these are the three biggest retailers in the United States. So we will just have to wait and see how this plays out, won't we? Guys, try and enjoy as best you can Friday with your loved ones and friends and family. Link down there if you want to help support us. You know, we're giving you a heads up before it happens. Well before it happens. You know, I don't know many channels that do that as accurately as what we have done with the markets, with the economy, with the you know, the climate, with the corruption, with, you know, the pole shift and all the other earth anomalies. You know, tell me that isn't worth supporting. So what do we usually do? As always, bye for now.